What is going on to all my movie and TV fans out there, and welcome back to my channel. Elliot back again, doing one of my favorite things that we do on this channel every single month, and that is highlighting and breaking down and previewing all the new exciting releases coming to theaters, coming to the various streaming platforms out there for the new month. And for this month, it happens to be one of my favorites. We're in the month of October. Happy October to you all out there. So many things to look forward to this month, and I'm so excited to be here with you all. But before we get into all that fun stuff, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. That way you can stay up to date with all the daily content. You can also give your boy a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. All those links can be found in the description of this very video. Which, speaking of this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that share button. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate the continued support. But more importantly, you see those comments down there? Let me know in the comments, what new movie, what new show are you most excited to see for the month of October? Let's talk about it in the comment section. Before we get into today's breakdown, I do want to take a moment to highlight some of my favorite things in the month of September, whether it was seeing movies like The Woman King, which I know came with some controversy, but I enjoyed that film. And as a horror fan, we ate good for the month of September. I'm talking about movies like Pearl, Barbarian, most recently Smile. Moving on to the TV front, what a great month for television, whether it's return of one of my favorite shows of all time, and Atlanta marking its 4th and final season. Andor so far has been out of this world. We have She-Hulk continuing to smash the haters, and House of the Dragon has been fire every single week. So go ahead and let me know in the comments right now, what new movie or what show did you watch in the month of September? What was your favorite? Let's talk about it. So moving on to October and breaking down and highlighting some of the new releases coming to theaters, starting off with October 7th. Alright, so a movie that was circled on my calendar for the last few years, coming out on October 14th on a Friday, that is coming to theaters and Peacock. We're talking Halloween Ends, which marks the 13th and apparently final installment of the Halloween franchise. We have Laurie facing off for the last time against the embodiment of evil, Michael Myers himself, in the final confrontation unlike any captured on screen before. Now, I'm going to tell you all right now, Michael Myers is my favorite slasher icon. I love the franchise, but I can also admit the franchise is not consistent. There are some stinkers in the franchise, and as far as Halloween Ends goes, the marketing hasn't been the greatest. It's been a little wonky, but again, I'm a fan of these characters. I love Laurie. I love Michael. I'm hopeful, y'all, that this movie will be a fantastic conclusion, I say that in quotation marks, to this franchise. I'm going to be checking it out, but I want to know if you will be watching Halloween Ends, and if you are you going to see it in theaters? Are you going to stay home and watch it at Peacock? Let's talk about it in the comments below. But moving on to the following week, October 21st, a film that is very huge to the DC universe. We're talking about Black Adam. Now, I'm going to be honest with you all again. I am a DC fan through and through, grew up with these characters, love these characters, and this is a very important film for the franchise as far as DC Universe. And The Rock has been advertising this film since he was born. It's been a lot of hype. There's been a lot of things behind the scenes preparing this film to be the launching pad for this new iteration of these characters. We got the JSA. We apparently have some cameos going into this film. I'm talking about Superman, potentially. I would love that, but I am very excited for it. This is a very important film if you're a DC fan. I hope it does well. I have a good feeling that it will. I think it's going to be a fantastic film. Let me know, will you be seeing Black Adam October 21st coming to theaters? I certainly will. I hope you will too, and we can talk about it when that time comes. But before we wrap into Netflix, let me let you all know what are some other releases coming out in theaters for the month of October. Moving on to what to look forward in October for Netflix, take a look at some new movies and some new shows. Taking a moment to highlight a series that I am very excited to talk about, and that is The Midnight Club, coming out October 7th. Now, this is the next Mike Flanagan's project for Netflix, following things such as Midnight Mass, The Haunting on Hill House, and Bly Manor. This new story is adapted from a Christopher Pike novel, The Midnight Club. Now, if you all aren't too familiar with the synopsis here, it basically follows a manor with a mysterious history where 8 members of the Midnight Club meet each night at midnight to talk about sinister sinister stories. And so look for signs of the supernatural from beyond. Now, full disclosure, I have had the opportunity to check out the first half of the season, and I am very excited to share my thoughts with you all once the show is available and the embargo has lifted. But I'm just going to give you all a little sneak peek. You're definitely going to want to circle this on your calendar, and I can't wait to talk about more of the Midnight Club coming to Netflix on October 7th. Now, before we move into Apple TV Plus, let me show you all a couple more things that you all might be excited for coming to Netflix. Taking a moment to highlight what to look forward to if you're an Apple TV Plus fan coming out in the month of October. Moving on to Disney Plus, dropping on October 7th. As a horror fan and as an MCU fan, this is the best of both worlds because we're talking about Werewolf by Night, which will be ushering in a very unusual, fun, and frightening spin on the supernatural side of the MCU. This special leans heavily into the monster movies of the past, creating a feeling of a scary throwback, but with a Marvel twist. Again, I love horror, I love vampires, I love werewolves, I love me some MCU. Very excited to see what Michael Giacchino has in store for us and see how this will usher in the supernatural of the MCU. Very excited for that. Let me know your thoughts on Werewolf by Night. Moving on to some other things to look forward to for Disney Plus in the month of October. As we move over to HBO Max, things to look forward to coming out this month. Rounding out the month on HBO Max, coming out on October 30th, we have the season 2 premiere of one of my favorite shows last year, and that is the return of the White Lotus. Now, while season 1 took place in Hawaii, we have this new season with a brand new cast, and it takes place in Sicily. Now, I did mention it has a brand new cast, but they are bringing back one of my favorite characters last year, and that is played by Jennifer Coolidge. Very excited for this new season. Excited to see, is it another murder mystery? What kind of shenanigans will these new characters find themselves in? And will there be any other characters from season 1 making a return? I can't wait for this new season. Let me know if you are a fan of the show and if you will be watching it on October 30th. Now, moving on to Hulu, we have a couple things to look forward to. Take a look at them. Taking a moment to highlight a film that I'm very excited for coming out on next Friday, October 7th on Hulu, Hellraiser. Now, this new film follows a young woman who must confront the satanic and supernatural forces behind this very mysterious box that is responsible for the disappearance of her brother. Now, letting you all know, this is intended to serve as a new adaptation of the 1986 novel, The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker, but will also serve as a reboot to this tender franchise, which will be marking the 11th installment overall. Now, I am a fan of this franchise. I love the practicality, I love the Cenobites, but I also love me some Pinhead. The trailer was fantastic. As I'm recording this video, I actually have the screener, so I will be watching that soon and will be giving you all my thoughts. But let me know if Hellraiser is a film you all are looking forward to in the comments below. So there you have it, all the major releases coming to theaters, coming to streaming platforms. Let me know again in the comments, what new movie, what new show are you most excited for? What show, what movie did I miss in today's breakdown? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you're still here, I appreciate every single one of you all. Do me a favor, put a pumpkin emoji in the comments if you've stuck around to this point in the video, and if you did, I appreciate you so much. Just a friendly reminder before we wrap this thing up to like the video, share the video, again, leave your thoughts in the comments, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell. We got a lot of things to look forward to in the month of October, and I can't wait to break it down with you all. You're great, have a great day, and we'll catch you all on the next breakdown.